Hello, I'm Liesl Truscott here at TextileExchange. Welcome to the first of 3 short recordings on the Corporate Fibre and Materials Benchmark, the CFMB for short. This session introduces you to the key features of the benchmark program. The aim of the benchmark is to help your company integrate a preferred fibre and material strategy into your business operations and supports your journey towards a regenerative and circular use of the Earth's resources. Ultimately, the destination of this journey is long-term business success within planetary boundaries and with the livelihoods, health and well-being of people at its core. In no more than 15 minutes of your time, I'm going to cover some of the important things you need to know about the CFMB. This is the first of 3 short recordings. The next will explain how the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, are incorporated into our benchmark, and the third recording will explain the CFMB scoring methodology and the leaderboards. This recording covers how a benchmark program fits into TextileExchange's key goals, why you should benchmark and the benefits of participation, the benchmark framework and the flexible approach to taking part, company report cards and the leaderboards, our timeline and what will happen when, and how we are supporting you through the process. You may be wondering why TextileExchange is putting so much of its resources towards a corporate benchmark, so let me take a minute to explain. We work closely with our members and leaders across the textile sector towards 5 key goals. First is to drive an increase in the uptake of preferred fibre and materials. The second goal is integrity. Through the development of standards and through stakeholder consultation and research, we raise the bar on sustainability practices. Our third goal is to bring people together, since acting collaboratively will help us all move faster. Our fourth goal is to make sure positive actions are well communicated, allowing others to learn from and leverage successful approaches. Our fifth and newest goal is to integrate the Sustainable Development Goals into reporting frameworks. So the Corporate Fibre and Materials Benchmark ties all this together by providing a roadmap for companies from strategy to management to performance and impact within important fibre and material portfolios, and to set strategic direction, helping companies measure, manage and integrate a preferred fibre and material strategy into mainstream business operations. The benefits of benchmarking are well documented. The World Benchmarking Alliance, of which TextileExchange is an ally, identifies the key reasons why benchmarks work. For instance, they encourage healthy competition, a race to the top between companies. Results provide a gap analysis, showing company-level and industry-level strengths and opportunities for improvement. Benchmarks help companies track progress year on year and to see where they sit compared to others. And most importantly, they help build transparency and credibility with society, allowing for both internal and external communications. Another way to think about benchmarking is to imagine that your company has improved by 10%, but your peers have improved by 20%. How did they do it? And what can we learn? So now let's take a look at the CFMB framework. You don't need me to tell you that a big part of the textile industry's risk and therefore opportunity is associated with the growing and primary processing of raw materials. It's also where people and impacts are the least visible to your business. Millions of farmers, foresters, polymer producers and increasingly waste collectors, their communities and their environmental surroundings are directly affected by the decisions your company makes every day. This is where the CFMB concentrates. As mentioned, the benchmark is a pathway and the framework paves out the important steps to building an effective approach to fibre and materials. It starts with strategy, section 1, which involves having the right people doing the right things, identifying business risk and what's material to your company, engaging with your stakeholders, including your customers, and disclosure, the public reporting of your activities and progress. The next step is to select the fibre materials modules that you will be completing, Section 2. Within each module, you will select the sustainability programs your company is implementing. Once you have done that, the module selects the questions about the programs you use and filters out the others. Topics covered within each module include risk management, supplier transparency, target setting for the uptake of more sustainable fibres and materials, and the actual uptake volumes. It also asks about impact measurement. Finally, the third and newest section, Circularity. This module complements our fibre and materials focus, since the circularity of textiles will result in more feedstock coming from reclaimed materials, potentially displacing some of the virgin materials we currently rely upon. Freeing up more land for food crops and for nature could considerably reduce the textile industry's impact and dependency on virgin raw materials and natural resources. At the same time, reducing the amount of textile waste going to landfill and polluting the environment. Arguably, circularity holds the greatest potential for our transformation to a more sustainable industry and a more sustainable world. A future-fit fibre and material strategy will position textile waste as a valuable feedstock, yet we also know there is much to do to get to that position. One of the key features of the program this year is the highly modularised structure of the survey. This means you can do as little or as much as you like. In saying that, we do encourage you to complete the full survey, even if you are still in the early stages of development and can't answer all the questions. The CFMB offers a real stretch for the industry, and there are certainly components of the survey that will be difficult for many companies to answer. Making a full survey submission, however, means we can give you a very comprehensive report card back, and you will be able to see your progress holistically from year to year. It's also worth pointing out that only companies that provide a full survey submission are eligible for the overall CFMB Leadership Board. For companies that prefer to home in on specific fibres or specific areas, there is the option to pick and choose parts of the survey that you would like to complete. Alongside the modular approach, there is also the option to report just on your targets and uptake volumes for specific fibres or materials. This option was formerly called the consumption tracker and is an option for companies who have set public targets and are committed to tracking progress, such as signatories to the 2025 Sustainable Cotton Challenge and the RPET commitment, but do not want to complete entire modules or the full survey. Singular best-in-class leaderboards will be published alongside the overall CFMB leaderboard that I mentioned earlier, and I'll explain more about the results reporting and leaderboards a little later. One of the biggest benefits of taking part in the CFMB is the results and feedback that comes back to you, making it all worthwhile. This year, we're shifting our company feedback reports into digital report cards. The report cards contain your company's confidential results. Going digital means results will be more graphic, more visual, and less text-based than they have been in the past. We're hoping that this approach will help you quickly and easily interpret the results, making them more meaningful, shareable, and ultimately more useful for communicating to internal and external stakeholders. Speaking of improvements, I'd like to take a moment to provide a bit of background on the benchmark approach and our commitment to continuous improvement. The CFMB is business-led and voluntary. We've kept the program as accessible and open to all by creating no barriers to entry. So whether you're a member of TextileExchange or not, you are invited to take part in the benchmark free of charge. It's voluntary, it's business-led, and it's free to participate. However, we've made some changes in terms of feedback. There will now be 2 levels of report card, standard and advanced. The first is free to all. It's what we call a standard report card. These report cards will contain all the basic results that you'd expect and will be helpful in terms of gap analysis and seeing where your company sits across the various components of the benchmark compared to the sector and your peers. The advanced report card will be free for Textile Exchange partner level members and costs up to $3,000 for others. Advanced report cards provide more analysis and include a tailored set of recommendations. If you are a supporter level member of Textile Exchange, the advanced report cards will come at a discount. So instead of the $3,000 rate, supporter level members only pay $2,000. And there's a special price of $1,000 for small companies that are Textile Exchange friend level members. There is a question in the benchmark preferences section of the survey where you can select your choice of report card. The Public Insights report only includes sector and subsector aggregates. There are no individual company scores in the report. When it comes to the leaderboards, published by Textile Exchange each year, these too have evolved somewhat. You may recall how, up till now, the leaderboards have been based on the volume of preferred fibre or materials being used by the company. Going forward, while uptake volumes remain very important to the rankings, best-in-class fibre and materials leaderboards will now include management and performance-related criteria in the evaluation. Fibre and materials best-in-class leaderboards will be reported alongside the overall CFMB leaderboard. So that is a new step for the program, and further information will be provided in a later recording. All this comes together over the next 4 months. The CFMB survey opened on the 5th of June and will remain open for 6 weeks. The submission review runs over July and August. We may be in touch with you over this period to add further clarification. Our goal is to close out the survey promptly and allow time to prepare the report cards, the Sector Insights report, and public leaderboards ahead of the Textile Exchange annual conference in October. Companies will be contacted ahead of time with news of their leaderboard positioning and when the results will be released publicly. All companies have the option to opt out of leaderboards or any mention of their company name in the public domain. And finally, we are here to help. You don't have to go this alone. We've spent a fair bit of time this year developing a suite of guides that will help you interpret the questions, calculate uptake volumes, gain deeper understanding of how the CFMB has integrated the SDGs, and there's a technical guide for how to manage the online survey. There is also a Getting Started guide that we recommend you read first. So please do check out the suite of guides. They're available free of charge on the download from your benchmark portal or from our website. For your convenience, key excerpts from the survey guide are also embedded directly into the online survey. And we have a support line, cfmb@textileexchange.org, for you to contact us directly. So do feel free to reach out to any of the team via this email address. That way one of us can respond quickly. So thank you for listening. I hope you found this recording helpful. Look out for our companion recordings on the Sustainable Development Goals and the CFMB scoring, which will be available on our website. On behalf of the CFMB team, I wish you all a very pleasurable benchmark experience and good luck.